How are you, dear viewers?
I'm Sazini Subugamayanja, a publisher, researcher, and author in the areas of finance, banking, insurance, and accounting. For over 30 years, I've studied and practiced in those areas while also teaching at the institutions of higher learning. I've also had the opportunities to legislate in those areas and pass laws which are used in our country. I'm happy to welcome you to Shika Islamic Finance and Islamic Economic System series, where we shall introduce the Islamic economic system and the Islamic finance system technology as it applies. Now, what is Islamic? Anything is Islamic if it is in accordance with the principles of the Holy Quran and the sayings and actions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, an economic system or financial technology is Islamic if it is based on the Holy Quran, the sayings and actions of the Holy Prophet, and unfortunately, there have been misconceptions about the Islamic economic system as well as the Islamic finance technology. Some of the misrepresentations and misconceptions arise from the fact that one, its main feature has been cited to be the prohibition of interest. Now, this is true that it is true that the prohibition of interest is a major feature, but not the only feature. Because the other features, for example, Islam requires that investments must observe the rule that the real sector must be matched with the finance sector. Secondly, it requires that we should share risk rather than shift it to others. It requires that there must be contractual certainty in dealings when we are dealing with each other in trade, commerce, and the rest of other interactions. It also prohibits speculative investment and gambling. It also prohibits investment in areas that are considered immoral, for example, brothels and related services like um, liquor, which is taken by many people in the brothels, and then drugs. All those are prohibited. It also requires that people must observe justice while dealing with each other. And those are some of the features which define Islamic finance, but it's not proper to call it interest-free economy or interest-free finance. Now, this presentation is referring to Islamic finance or economic system as an innovation. It's not true that Islamic finance or the economic system, finance system, is an innovation because it existed from the days when Prophet Muhammad had the message of the Holy Quran to deliver to humanity. In other words, it has existed for as long as the Quran has been in existence and known to humanity. That is for over 14 centuries. Two, Islam was present in the expanse of land from Europe to the Far East during the period when the Islamic Caliphate were current. Yes, from Andalusia or Spain up to the Far East in China and in Asia and India. The practice of the system and technology must have expanded accordingly, so it must have been everywhere among those lands, and it can't be an innovation. Perhaps one of the reasons for the perception that these two are an innovation was that during the period of colonialism, the practices were stifled or even prohibited, and thus up to appear as new innovation. Now, as former colonies emerged from colonialism, they reverted to the tenets of their faith, thus the reversion to Islamic finance and the Islamic economic system. Another misconception or misrepresentation is that Islamic finance is for Muslims only. No, it's not true. It is available, practiced, adopted by whoever admires its features, like you have outlined up there, the prohibition of interest, the requirement that the real sector must be matched with the finance sector, otherwise we would have chaos. And many countries outside the Eastern, the Muslim world have actually adopted this technology and way of thinking. And I'll give an example that after the crisis which came to a climax in 2008, many important personalities and institutions praised the system and technology. An example is Christine Lagarde, who was Minister of Finance in France, later Director of the IMF, and then Executive of the European Central Bank. She has argued that Islamic finance technology as well as the economic system bring about promotion or promote stability, inclusivity, financial inclusion, observation of moral values, among others. Later on also, David Cameron, who was Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, made three important declarations after the crisis, 5 years later, at the Islamic conference which was held in London in 2013. He declared that Britain was to start an Islamic index at the London Stock Exchange. Yes, at the London Stock Exchange. Then he announced the issuance of the first stock, the first sukuk, that is Islamic bond, in Europe. He vowed to make London the capital of Islamic finance in Europe. Others have followed suit. For example, in 2009, the IMF established the Islamic Economic and Finance Working Group, which brought together or brings together expertise across the globe in the areas of finance. In 2017, the IMF Executive Board had its first meeting regarding Islamic finance or banking, and the World Bank has also participated quite a lot in the promotion of Islamic finance, having noted its benefits. The IMF, World Bank, and their affiliates have partnered with IFIs, Islamic finance institutions like the Islamic Development Bank, to promote Islamic finance in the system through publications, conferences, and seminars. Thank you.